Hey friends, how are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing so well, and welcome back to another thrifty video. Today we are talking about cross-listing and how to save a dying closet. For me, I had to do this a few years ago. Poshmark made a big algorithm change, and then all of a sudden overnight I went from making tons of sales to not making any. And I know there's been some recent changes in the reselling community. Poshmark has just implemented a new fee structure. If you have not seen my video about that, that just came out this last Thursday. And so you should definitely watch that to see what's going on in the reselling community. But also Mercari and Depop have also recently implemented no seller fees. So we've been seeing a lot of turbulence, a lot of changing in the reselling space. And so if you guys are resellers or buyers, this would be a helpful video for you. But I'm going to talk about how to move lots of listings over from one closet on a specific platform to another. So for the sake of all the changes happening with Poshmark right now, we're going to talk about moving if you have a lot of listings on Poshmark to a different platform or to multiple. And I'm going to be using Vendoo to do that. So today's video is in partnership with Vendoo, and I thank them so much for working with me. And you guys are going to see a lot of them in today's video because it's just the easiest way to cross-list items. But I would be showing you this even if they weren't sponsoring this video for me, because this is a really helpful tool, and this is how I started off when I had only been listing on Poshmark. I'd been listing directly into Poshmark, and I had all these listings there, and I didn't know how to move them effectively over to other platforms. So here, let me share my screen with you guys. We're gonna talk about Vendoo now. So I'm going to share with you guys what Vendoo looks like on the back end for me and how I'm going to import all of those listings that I have on Poshmark that aren't anywhere else. And then I'm going to show you how I cross-list those to other websites. And so here we go. So looking at the back end of my Vendoo right now, we're going to see up here at the top that I have 250 items per month that I'm able to list. This is something you change in your account, so you can change your subscription and make it less items or more items. But for this month, I could only really move over 200 more items from my Poshmark into my closet. Now at this point, you see in here I already have drafts set up, and so these are all pieces that I have been directly listing into Vendoo. My husband takes pictures for me and then puts the pictures in here, and then I go into this Vendoo form and look at these pictures, and then I can create my title, my description, all of that. But now we're looking at as somebody that's starting over, that's bringing items in. So over here on the side there is an import feature. So I'm going to import items, and you can click from which marketplace you want to import from. But I'm going to import from Poshmark because that's where we're having issues, right? So I'm going to close that down. And you can see here, I have some older items that I had directly listed onto Poshmark that I hadn't listed in Vendoo. So there are all the items that aren't in my Vendoo that have not been imported into Vendoo. So these are the ones that I'm going to want to move over. So I could click as many as I'd like, but let's say, I don't know, let's bring over this spoon rest. Let's bring over a hat, sure. Maybe a pair of shoes. This Gymshark is nice. Let's see. I'm gonna bring over that pair of Ariat boots, this Burton, this black halo, and this Revolve. So that should give me a few items. That's 9 items. I'm gonna import those. But I could just click one button and import the whole page. I could import many listings at once. But for the sake of the video today, we're just going to do a few items because I also have been listing directly into Vendoo. I want to save some of those little listings for me to make and rather me importing. So right now they're being imported. You can see down here, it'll show me when they're all done. But that's the first step in this process, is to import those items. So I have 5 already imported. So I'm going to go to my inventory on here. Now, since these are already active on Poshmark, it's not going to be under my drafts, it's going to be under active. But now you can see those ones that I just clicked have now been imported in here. And I've also used 9 of my items for the month. Because these are already listed on Poshmark, it's going to automatically update my information in this Vendoo form. So this Vendoo form then is going to trickle down into all these other listing sites. So I can put things into this Vendoo form that will make my life easier. So it already has my title, it already has my description, the brand. I'll have to change my condition. I think this is pre-owned. I'll double check. Yes, it's pre-owned. Color's black. It has my tags from Poshmark. It has that it's a dress under women's clothing. So I need to put in the size. It's a size medium. So I'm going to add that in right here. And it's a regular size. I'm going to click off of my import. So you can change your package weight. I think this dress would probably weigh about a pound or two. This is something I can change later on too. And then I don't know my cost of goods for this, but I do have a listing price of $40. Now, if I want to change that to other marketplaces, I can. But that's saving that form, and that's pretty easy. Now, if I want to go and list it on eBay, all of this information is already saved because it went into my Vendoo form. Now we have the dresses. I put in women's. This is a short dress. That's all the same. And then I think this is an A-line dress. I'm not sure. Let's look. It looks more like a bodycon. It's a short dress. So I'm just going to add in a few different little things. It might be bodycon. Anything that's even close I'll put in here because it helps with the searching process. And then I think that's a tank dress is probably good. Okay, and then I have all these things that are automatically defaulted on my eBay because I've been using it. So I always will say in condition with no flaws, and I'll change that if it's not correct. That's defaulted. I have shipping policies from eBay that I've imported and defaulted, things like that, no returns, put in my shipping location zip code, and then the weight of the package is in here, the price is in here. I might lower this because I'm listing it on eBay, and then I'm just gonna list it, and that's it. I've listed it to eBay. Now, the other way you can do this, instead of importing all these things and using something like Vendoo, is you could copy and paste every single listing you have and also re-download all the pictures from your listing on Poshmark, then re-upload it onto eBay or onto Mercari. I just think this is much easier and such a better use of my time. So I have it listed on Poshmark, listed on eBay. I'm gonna skip Etsy for this one, but I'm gonna list it on Mercari because I know it's pretty simple for Mercari. Anything that it automatically filled in for eBay is probably gonna be filled in too on Mercari. So you can see it has my size, it has a mini dress. The only thing I have to pick on Mercari is the shipping label. So I'm gonna pick the cheap one, $7.99. Just like that, it's listed on Mercari. So with what, I don't know, it's probably been a minute or two. We've imported all these items and I've also started the process of listing them other places. I could do Depop as well for this item. I'm not feeling it at the moment, but just like that. Then you can see the bubbles underneath this piece. It was just Poshmark. Now we have Mercari and eBay also listed on it. So let's go into these Ariat boots. I do find that bringing pieces in, importing them from Poshmark makes your life really easy. It does make it easy to list items, which is what we need right now, right? Like I'm gonna have to move over all these older items probably too to eBay and try to make some more sales there. Trying to make some sales too on Mercari. It just, my Poshmark has been dead in the water since Poshmark made those changes. So these are men's size 8.5 wide. I'm gonna keep that in mind because I'm assuming I'm gonna be asked that in a little bit. These are in women's boots, but I believe these are men's size 8.5. Yes, so let's change that. So you just kind of look it over to make sure everything came in okay. These are boots, size 8.5. Put those in there. These are gonna be heavier. I'm gonna do 3 pounds on those. Don't know my cost of goods, listing price. And then the nice thing too is you can check prices. So when I listed these on Poshmark, I don't remember when I listed these. So I might not have been correct with my pricing, but now I'm gonna just delete some of this information. In the last 90 days, it'll tell me what things have sold for that are close to what I am trying to sell as well. So I'm gonna do this research. These are Rambler boots. It tells me the average sold price is $75. I can look at quite a few solds here. 75, 45, 85, 75, 60. So that's good to know. So I think my $80 listing price is not too far off. I'm gonna just move it down to be $79.99 because I find on eBay I like to add just like those 99 cents. Something about that really helps. So then I'm gonna move over to eBay, and under men's boots, I'm gonna list them as Western boots, size 8.5. They're leather. So leather it is, and then that's it. List on eBay, just like that. So that's the easiest way to use Vendoo to do this. And as I said, you can definitely copy and paste things as well. But for me, it's a no-brainer. I've been working with Vendoo now for over a year, and I really do recommend them, like, because you can see why. Like, it goes fast. And so if you're listing directly into Vendoo as well, you're filling in that form. It makes it really easy. You're just spending a few seconds to list any of these items. So that's what it looks like on the back end. You can also do this, as I mentioned, by copying and pasting. It just really takes a lot more time. So that is my recommendation. If this has really been a trying time for you, trying to sell on one of these sites and not making any sales, now is the time to try to invest. I know there's other places that also do what Vendoo does. I just have tried quite a few of them, and I do like the Vendoo the best. And we are working together on this video, so that's great. Because we're working together, if you use my link down below, you'll get 25% off your first month, which is super helpful. Even just selling one item on eBay that you aren't selling right now on Poshmark is going to pay for that subscription cost. Like, you're gonna it's gonna be worth your money, especially if you have a lot of listings. For me, I have over 1,000 listings on Poshmark. I have less on eBay. I'm trying to continually make that higher. It's definitely helped me so much. If we go into my eBay even, I'll show you the back end of here. I was literally not selling anywhere other than Poshmark, and my Poshmark sales have remained about the same, but I also in the last 90 days have made $2,500 on eBay. So definitely has been worth my time. Paying the $20 or $30 a month for Vendoo has brought me $1,000 a month. So for me, highly worth it, and I think it might be worth it for you too. But yeah, that's how you do it. You import items, then you'll use these to cross-list those items, and then you also can use this to create new items and do it directly into Vendoo. Or you can send offers eventually. Most people will have that access here soon. And then you can check your inventory. You have drafts in here of pieces that you have not yet put active, the things that are live right now to be sold. And then you also can look at your sold items and look at the analytics from it. So yeah, there's lots to do in there. And I was planning to make this video, even if Vendoo wasn't working with me, I would still be making this video for you guys to try to help you, because I know a lot of you guys are in a scary place where you have thousands of listings on Poshmark and you don't know what the heck you're gonna do. This is definitely what I would suggest, and what I did to get out of the same exact place is make a Vendoo account and then import things and cross-list them. Start it off while you can right now and make the investment in yourself and in your business. Those are my 2 cents. There's other ways to do it too. You can copy and paste if you want to do it by hand. I did that for a long time and it just was so time consuming. And so for me, I thought it was more worth it for me to pay that small business expense of the price per month for Vendoo than it was for me to spend hours every day trying to list things by hand. So for you, it might be different, but if you want to try it out, use my link down below. I find it to be very well worth it, but always make that decision for yourself. And thank you again for Vendoo for working with me on today's video. But if you guys have any questions or any other helpful hints for other people that are going through this situation, leave them down in the comments below. It really is helpful to know that you're not alone, that most people are actually having a really tough time right now, and there are some options to get out of it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And until the next video, bye.